Welcome, fellow seekers of wisdom. As Marcus Aurelius once said, our life is what our thoughts make it. Today we delve into the realm of discretion, exploring 5 things you should not expose to others. This knowledge is not just a strategy but a pathway to inner tranquility. Please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications to continue your journey towards self-mastery. And remember, in the pursuit of wisdom, let us strive to be the noblest versions of ourselves. Number 1. The battles you fought in the past. Have you ever felt that your past battles weigh you down in the eyes of others? Well, we've all faced our own Goliaths and have scars to show for it. But here's a Stoic truth to consider. Your past struggles are not a badge for public display nor a crutch for your present. Seneca once said, "Our scars have the power to remind us that the past was real. They are personal milestones of growth, not stories for sympathy or judgment. Your resilience has been forged in the fire of these challenges, contributing to your wisdom and perseverance." In sharing your journey, focus not on the pain endured, but on the strength gained. The Stoic path teaches us that it's more honorable to live in the present, embodying virtues through actions rather than recounting tales of past victories. Let your life's quality, and the wisdom you've cultivated, speak louder than any story of triumph could. Remember, the most profound respect is earned by those who demonstrate their character through living virtuously in the now, not just by those who have a history of overcoming. Number 2. The specifics of your goals are better left unshared. Have you ever considered the power of keeping your goals to yourself? Picture this. You're on a path, your path, and the general direction is clear for all to see. But what if you started sharing every detail, every little step you're planning to take? It's like unlocking your phone and handing it to a stranger. You've just given away your control. If your plans fall apart, you'll be left wondering, was it my mistake? Or did someone else throw a wrench in the works? With so many eyes on your journey, pinpointing the source of any sabotage becomes a guessing game you're set up to lose. So, the next time a friend or colleague probes for the particulars of your ambitions, remember this. A nod towards your destination is all they need. The intricate roadmap, the milestones, the strategy, these are yours, and yours alone. In a world where oversharing is the norm, embrace the subtle art of discretion. After all, in the grand tapestry of your endeavors, you are the sole keeper of your quest. Isn't it liberating to know that the only person who needs to hold the compass to your future is you? Number 3. Your happiness. Contentment is not the fulfillment of what you want, but the realization of how much you already have. This anonymous adage encapsulates the essence of true happiness. It's a common belief that joy and a sense of buoyancy are rare treasures in the modern age, making them emotions that many earnestly seek. When you allow a genuine smile to grace your face, it might catch others off guard. While some will look on with admiration, a significant few might question your sincerity, puzzled by such visible cheerfulness. To them, the concept of someone being in a state of deep, unwavering contentment is a foreign idea. If I were walking in your shoes, I would wear my happiness like a badge of honor. When approached about your state of mind, it's enough to say you're doing well, rather than proclaiming you're on top of the world. Engage in the well-being of others, asking how they are, instead of solely broadcasting your own positive state. It's sufficient to share that things are proceeding smoothly. In an era that often seems shrouded in gloom, radiating happiness can be a bold act. There are those, embittered and dissatisfied, who may seek to disturb the tranquility of those who have attained peace. Yet, it is in this very act of maintaining joy amidst the chaos that the Stoic philosophy shines brightest, teaching us that our inner peace should not be swayed by the storms outside. Number 4. Your relationship. In the tapestry of human connections, the threads of intimacy and discretion weave a bond that is not only resilient, but sacred. The Stoics believed that the essence of a strong relationship lies within its private sanctuary, not in the public eye. When conflicts arise, as they naturally do, it's tempting to seek solace in the ears of others. Yet, remember the words of Seneca. We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired? Our personal growth in relationships is not a spectacle for others. It is a quiet, internal journey. Addressing discomfort directly with your partner, rather than broadcasting it, is not just about privacy. It's about respect. It's about nurturing the unique intimacy that only you two share. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. In your shared silence and the resolution of your conflicts, there is a beauty that belongs only to you and your partner." Many face the tempest of marital discord, yet when these troubles are paraded to friends, they morph into gossip instead of handling them discreetly. Embrace the Stoic virtue of temperance and let the privacy of your relationship be the crucible where love and trust are strengthened. For it is in the sacred space between two hearts where the most profound connections flourish, away from the eyes of the world. And finally, number 5, your financial situation. Whether you find yourself in a comfortable financial position or facing the challenges of debt, it's wise not to divulge it openly. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions but in having few wants. Remember, the true essence of wealth lies in our inner contentment, not in the external display of affluence. Why keep your financial status a mystery? Firstly, nobody within your social circle acts as an IRS agent or a bank examiner. Secondly, sharing your financial situation can often invite unnecessary judgment and negativity. If you're financially well off, it might attract people with ulterior motives. Conversely, if you're experiencing financial difficulties, many may view you with disdain. This is simply how the world operates. In any situation, be it a job interview, a social gathering, or spending time with friends, remember that displaying desperation only leads to problems. It disrupts the atmosphere and makes you appear burdensome. Keep in mind that desperation won't help you achieve your goals. Instead, it will repel what you truly need. So, if you ever contemplate revealing a lack of control to others, it's often better to stay home and avoid such attempts. In the words of the Stoics, focus on what you can control, which is your inner tranquility and virtue, and let external matters remain as they are. Remember that the world places value on appearances, even if you're internally uncertain. The best strategy is to convey confidence. This is how you convince people that you're in command. Don't miss the opportunity to redefine your financial future. As we draw the curtains on today's exploration of the 5 things you should not expose to others, I invite you to carry the torch of Stoic wisdom into the fabric of your daily life. Let these insights not merely be words you hear, but actions you embody. Challenge yourself to apply these principles, for it is in our daily practices that we cultivate the serenity and resilience of the Stoic spirit. Following are 5 typical Stoic psychological strategies that you can apply in everyday life. Introduced by author Donald Robertson in his book, Stoicism. Original title, Stoicism and the Art of Happiness. 1. Divide and conquer. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and an important Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "If we break down a charming dance or a piece of music into separate parts for objective analysis, they gradually lose their power to captivate the mind." The same applies to difficulties, anxieties, and misfortunes. When we break them down, they become easier to deal with. At any one time, only face each individual aspect of the event and examine them objectively, writes Donald Robertson. Try closing your eyes and spend a few minutes visualizing a recent situation that made you feel uncomfortable or suffer. Slowly describe the event without judgment or interference, like a scientist recording observations of the situation from a neutral and unbiased perspective. Then, try breaking down the situation into its elements and think about each element. For each element, ask yourself, is this what is causing the feeling? As you examine each independent element in turn, accepting the pain caused by each part becomes easier. Focus on the here and now. When faced with danger, wild animals flee from it. Once safe, they stop worrying. But we torture ourselves with both the past and the future. Ancient philosopher Seneca wrote in his famous work, Letters. As he also observed and concluded, most human suffering is related to thoughts about the past or worries about the future, with few limiting their attention to the present moment. Ancient Stoicism is definitely a doctrine about the present, although today many people associate this concept with Eastern philosophical schools, especially Buddhism. Living focused on the present moment is a practice emphasized throughout Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. According to Stoic philosophers, when we concentrate on the here and now, and do things one at a time, difficulties are often resolved. The principle of this technique is similar to the divide and conquer method. Difficulties become more bearable when simplified into a series of fleeting moments, the author explains. Acting with a provisional clause. According to Stoicism, the best way to undertake any action is to accept from the beginning that things may not go as planned. A Stoic always acts with a provisional clause, meaning they add to their actions an anticipation like, depending on circumstances or as fate wills it. Author Robertson relates this technique to a saying, "Do what you must do, but let it happen in its own way." The philosopher Seneca discusses the Stoics' provisional clause in many writings in the form of the following formula. I want to do this or that, as long as nothing happens that may hinder my decision. This wise man believed that thinking there will always be something obstructing one's plans helps alleviate the emotional pain of failure, more than constantly promising oneself success. When not overly dependent on a particular anticipated outcome, one can fully focus on the action, like when throwing a ball, focusing solely on the throwing motion without worry or fear. Thus we can enter every journey of life with an open mind, ready to accept victory or defeat with complete serenity. Marcus Aurelius also adds another effect of this technique, suggesting that the human mind is very adaptable, able to adjust to anything that happens in life. Therefore, acting with a provisional clause makes the mind flexible, utilizing whatever it encounters. Like fire, it catches on to whatever is thrown into it, as he wrote in his book Meditations. Anticipating misfortune and contemplating death. Anticipating misfortunes and losses can certainly help us eliminate the feeling of surprise. Seneca said that the emotional pain of failure is less severe for those who have previously braced themselves for it. What has been anticipated in advance comes as a gentle blow, he wrote in Letters. Conversely, those who are not prepared will be knocked down even by ordinary events. Besides avoiding surprise, this technique also helps us recognize the neutrality of all events that occur. Misfortunes may seem bad, but there is a fundamental principle in Stoicism that suggests everything beyond our control is neither good nor bad. Most of us are like children, frightened by a fierce mask, but we regain our composure when the mask is removed. Robertson writes, we would see the misfortunes we anticipate as truly neutral if we calmly and rationally reflect on their nature. Furthermore, by constantly reminding ourselves of misfortunes and unhappiness, we continuously cultivate ourselves to be ready to face them. From this perspective, anticipating misfortune is a way of personal development. Contemplating death, seemingly the most daunting misfortune, has a similar significance. It's fascinating how reminding ourselves of death can deepen our experience of living, Donald Robertson writes. The calmness of a Stoic is not confined to individual actions or events, but also in their attitude towards life. Stoics believe that for this life, a philosopher is like a spectator at a crowded festival. The philosopher Epictetus often asked his students to observe the fluctuations of life with detachment, as if they were just the noise and bustle of a festival, like the Olympics. There, no one complains about the noise or the jostling crowds. Everyone accepts that eventually they will have to leave, although obviously everyone would prefer to stay, Robertson writes. Embracing this perspective transforms our outlook on life. Instead of viewing daily challenges and interactions as burdens or obstacles, we start to see them as integral parts of the grand festival of life. Each person we meet, every experience we undergo, becomes a unique act in this vast celebration. This shift in mindset encourages us to live more mindfully and compassionately. We learn to appreciate the beauty in the mundane and find joy in the simplicity of existence. It's about finding harmony in the chaos, peace in the noise, and learning to dance in the rain instead of waiting for the storm to pass. In this grand festival, every moment is an opportunity for growth and learning. We become students of life, absorbing wisdom from our surroundings and understanding that even the most trivial encounters have something to teach us. This journey is not about reaching a destination, but about savoring the path itself, with all its twists and turns. So let us celebrate this festival of life with open hearts and minds. Let's spread kindness, practice patience, and cultivate a sense of gratitude for this incredible journey. After all, life is not just about surviving, it's about thriving in the midst of the spectacular show that unfolds around us every day. If today's journey has sparked a flame within you, I encourage you to like, subscribe, and share your reflections in the comments below. Perhaps start a conversation with "Challenge myself" to signify your commitment to personal growth. Share this video with others who may benefit from this Stoic guidance, and together, let us stride towards becoming the best versions of ourselves. Remember, the path of Stoicism is not walked alone. It is a shared journey of continuous learning and enlightenment. Thank you for being a part of my U.S.